Have you ever felt that nagging sense of disrespect from others, whether it's in a casual conversation, at work, or even from a close friend or family member? It's subtle, but over time it chips away at your confidence and self-worth. Most people believe that earning respect comes from demanding it, standing up loudly, or being forceful. But what if I told you that the real solution lies in something entirely different? By mastering your inner world, you can cultivate a quiet, unshakable strength that naturally commands respect. In this video, we'll explore 10 powerful Buddhist lessons that will transform not only how you see yourself, but how others treat you. Mindfulness is at the core of Buddhist practice and holds the key to how we interact with the world around us. Disrespect, when you think about it, often stems from a lack of awareness, either in ourselves or in others. When we aren't fully present, we react impulsively, and we let things slide that we shouldn't. But when you are truly mindful, you create a mental space that allows you to observe instead of react. You become deeply aware of your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings, which gives you the power to see disrespect coming and respond with clarity, rather than frustration or anger. Imagine being in a situation where someone speaks to you harshly or dismissively. Instead of feeling your blood pressure rise or blurting out something you'll regret, you take a moment, breathe, and ask yourself, what is the wisest way to respond right now? That moment of mindfulness changes everything. You no longer let disrespect slide, but you also don't fuel it with anger. You respond with calmness, and in doing so, you command respect without ever demanding it. Compassion is often seen as something we give to others, but Buddhism teaches us that true compassion must start with ourselves. Many of us tolerate disrespect because we haven't fully embraced self-compassion. When you don't feel worthy of kindness, you unconsciously accept behavior that disrespects your boundaries. But here's the beauty of this lesson. Once you learn to treat yourself with the kindness you would extend to a friend, you start to raise your standards for how others treat you. Imagine catching yourself in moments of self-criticism, those times when you think, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess up." Instead of letting those thoughts spiral, pause and ask yourself, would I say this to a close friend in the same situation? Probably not, right? When you practice self-compassion, you begin to set the foundation for how you want others to treat you. Respect begins within, and when you nurture that respect internally, it radiates outward. Words are powerful tools, and in Buddhist teachings, the practice of right speech is essential to building and maintaining respect. It's easy to lash out or stay silent when we feel disrespected, but neither of these reactions fosters genuine respect. Right speech teaches us to communicate in a way that is truthful, kind, and purposeful. When you speak with intention and clarity, people take notice. More importantly, they see that you respect yourself enough to communicate wisely. Imagine being in a disagreement. Instead of snapping with a hurtful remark or shutting down entirely, you take a moment to reflect. Is what I'm about to say true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? By choosing your words carefully, not only do you maintain your own integrity, but you also invite others to meet you at a higher level of respect. Right speech, when practiced consistently, shifts the dynamic of your relationships, encouraging deeper connection and mutual respect. One of the core teachings in Buddhism is non-attachment, especially to outcomes. How often do we feel disrespected because people don't behave the way we expect them to? We get attached to the idea that others should treat us a certain way, and when they don't, we feel hurt or angry. But what if we release that attachment? Non-attachment doesn't mean you accept disrespect. It means that your sense of self-worth isn't tied to how others treat you. It's liberating. The next time someone speaks to you in a way that feels dismissive, instead of immediately thinking, "How dare they treat me like that?" Try this. Shift your focus to your own sense of inner peace. Ask yourself, why am I so attached to their opinion of me? By letting go of the need for external validation, you stop giving people the power to disrupt your inner calm. You are free from the grip of their disrespect, and this inner strength naturally commands respect in return. Humility in Buddhist practice is not about lowering yourself or being submissive. It's about recognizing your true worth without needing constant affirmation from others. When you're humble, you understand that respect is not something to be demanded. It's earned through your actions, your presence, and your quiet confidence. The less you seek approval from others, the more respect you command naturally. Picture a situation where someone tries to undermine you at work or in a social setting. Rather than reacting defensively or trying to prove them wrong, you simply acknowledge their perspective with grace, knowing that their words do not define your value. By practicing humility, you embody a quiet strength that others will respect without you ever having to ask for it. Holding on to grudges only ties you down. The Buddha teaches that forgiveness is not about letting others off the hook. It's about freeing yourself. When you hold on to the sting of past disrespect, you allow it to take up space in your mind and heart. But when you practice forgiveness, you release that burden. You regain control over your emotional landscape. Think of a time when someone disrespected you. Maybe it's a small slight that still lingers in your mind. Instead of replaying the hurt, imagine forgiving that person. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. When you let go, you're no longer trapped by the actions of others. You're free, and this freedom radiates, inviting respect into your life. Setting boundaries is one of the most compassionate things you can do, for both yourself and others. Boundaries aren't walls. They're bridges that allow for healthy, respectful relationships. Buddhism teaches us that compassion must extend inward, and part of that is knowing when to say no, or this doesn't feel right. When you communicate your boundaries clearly, you're showing respect for yourself, and in turn, others will respect you for it. For instance, if a friend constantly asks for your time but never reciprocates rather than feeling resentful, you might gently say, "I value our friendship, but I need to protect some time for myself." This kind yet firm boundary creates a space where mutual respect can flourish. One of the most transformative Buddhist teachings is the practice of non-judgment. When others disrespect us, our immediate reaction is often to judge them harshly. But what if, instead, we approach the situation with curiosity? What if we asked ourselves, what might be going on in their life for them to act this way? By practicing non-judgment, we stop taking disrespect personally. This doesn't mean we accept poor behavior, but it allows us to respond with wisdom rather than anger. In doing so, we maintain our own dignity and invite the possibility of understanding and reconciliation. Patience is one of the most powerful tools in maintaining self-respect. In moments of disrespect, it's tempting to react quickly, but in Buddhism, patience allows us to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully. When we practice patience, we are less likely to escalate conflict and more likely to find a peaceful resolution. Think of the last time someone interrupted or dismissed you. Instead of immediately reacting, imagine pausing for a moment, taking a deep breath, and calmly responding. This simple act of patience not only diffuses the situation, but also shows that you respect yourself enough not to be pulled into unnecessary conflict. Gratitude is the ultimate shift in perspective. Even in moments of disrespect, Buddhism teaches us to find gratitude, not for the disrespect itself, but for the opportunity it gives us to grow and strengthen our practice. Every experience, even the painful ones, can be a teacher. At the end of each day, reflect on one moment of disrespect that challenged you. and find something to be grateful for. Maybe it taught you patience, or maybe it showed you where you need to set clearer boundaries. When you approach life with gratitude, even disrespect becomes a chance for growth, and in that growth, others will begin to respect you more. Now that you've learned these 10 powerful Buddhist lessons, which one resonates with you the most? And how would your life change if you started practicing it today? If you found these teachings valuable, you won't want to miss our next video on how to find inner peace through the practice of meditation. Click here to continue your journey.